Um, I don't even know where to begin with this. This is going to be a review of TV One's original movie, When Love Kills, the Felicia Blakely story. Um, wow. The movie stars Lance Gross, um, Lil Mama, Tammy Roman, uh, who else? Lil Mama, Tammy Roman, Lance Gross. Oh, and Tasha Smith produced it. Oh, and Floyd Mayweather, he made an appearance in the film. As one of the guys who got, tricked or whatever. Um, First of all, before watching this film, I had no idea this was a true story, but this is a true story about a young girl who got caught up with the wrong guy who was a pimp, and she was already a stripper, and then she got tangled up with him, and he started making her killing people and tricking people and all kinds of stuff. And right now, like, she's in jail, like right now, serving a sentence. I'm gonna leave a link at the bottom of this video for this site that I was reading, where how, like, when movies come out about real life stories, there's always these sites that talks about what the film left out and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to know, like, the more in detail um occurrences of her life and who she is and everything, then I'll leave the link down below in the comment section. But the film always, just like many films, just like when they create a film and it's about a book, there's always things that's left out or whatever. So, but for the most part, just reading the entire article, they pretty much got everything right. Because apparently, according to this article, this is the true story of everything that happened with Felicia. But like I said, the film is pretty much identical to what this article is saying. But anyway, I'll let y'all decide it. But um, it's crazy. So basically, the film started out with talking about this young girl. She's like 15 or 16. She, kind of had a difficult childhood. She grew up with her grandmother, oh, and her mom, but her mom kind of wasn't in the picture. Her mom moved to Atlanta, so when she got a little older, she moved to Atlanta with her mother. And then she was like 16, and she all of a sudden started to strip. Because in Atlanta, you're legally you're an adult at 16. Well, Georgia, yeah, Georgia. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say, y'all. This film, just, it was so mind blowing to me. But anyway, so she started stripping at this strip club. Her mom had no idea about it, but the way that they portrayed it in the film, it was like they made her mom appear to be an alcoholic and a drunk. But according to this article, she wasn't, like an alcoholic and, just all up in men's face or whatever. She was, she was just, she had her issues, but it wasn't like that bad. But anyway, okay, so I don't want to confuse y'all because I'm thinking about the article, then I'm thinking about the film as well. So let me just strictly talk about the film. Okay, certain things for me that stood out to me, and just kind of just like a overview of everything, even more, I guess, in detail. The film. So Tammy Roman played Felicia Blakely's little mama's mother in the film, and basically they portrayed Tammy Roman as just a drunk. I mean, it's not too out of the way of her basketball wives character, darling. I just had to throw that in there, darling. Y'all know Tammy love a good Budweiser. Y'all know Tammy. But anyway, good Bud Light, good Bud Light, while the rest of the girls are drinking champagne. Tammy asked for a Bud Light on the rocks, I guess. Everybody has their thing. Everybody has their alcohol of choice, darling. Most of my friends, especially my female friends, them heifers like Hennessy. So, I mean, where's the class? I don't know. But the point is that Tammy Roman played Lil Mama's mama in the film. And she met this guy, and she started stripping at strip club. Like I said, her mom didn't know. Before you know it, Lil Mama's ass was pregnant. I'm gonna keep going out of character with these folks, meaning I might say Felicia, then I might say Lil Mama, and I might say Tammy Roman when I mean, Felicia's mother. Or I might say Lance Gross when I mean Big Dino, and whatever. And I might say Floyd Mayweather when I mean one of the guys that was robbing. So just stick with me, darlings. So anyway, so like I said, before you know it, she met this DJ. She was pregnant at like 16. And the mom was just like, this shit is crazy. It's just like, I just, can't believe it, yada to yada. So while she was still stripping while she was like pregnant until she couldn't strip no damn more, obviously, to the point where the baby was, the cord is hanging out, darling. Um, so, in the midst of all this, she has this regular guy who comes, and, she, dance on him or whatever. But then she meets, hold on. Let me think. Okay, see, okay, I'm getting fucked up. Okay, in the article they made it. They said that she met a DJ, then she met the pimp, the Big Dino in the film. But the movie, they made it seem like that Big Dino was her baby daddy, and I believe that he was her baby daddy. So anyway, just go with that. If I'm fucking some shit up, just I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're gonna do to me. Guess you just unlike the video, but I mean, I'm still gonna keep making videos. But just stick with me. And so anyway, she met Big Dino, child. And Big Dino was older than her. She was only like 16 or 17 at the time. And he was like 14 years older than her. Some R. Kelly shit, right? Some R. Kelly and Aaliyah shit. Okay, age ain't number the number. I guess for you. For you. So um she's still working in the strip club, but Dino was just like, look, I got something for you, baby. And he pulls out all these rolls of money, and she was just like, okay, well, what's this for? Like, what's going on? And he was just like, I got something for you. I don't want you to strip no more. And she was just like, look, I gotta keep making money. She, offers him private dances and all that. And in the meantime, she has this friend there who's also a regular named Q. He really cares about her, and she cares about him. At first, I thought it was like a situation. Y'all remember Diamond when she had the regular guy on the Players Club, the creepy dude who followed her home that night? I thought it was that kind of situation. But he actually like was a friend of her, and he always like encouraged her to get the hell up out the club and all that kind of stuff. And she was just like, "Look, I gotta make money for my baby, etc., etc." So she leaves Big Dino, Lance Gross, and she goes back home. And like I said, Tammy Rome is nothing but a drunk and Newports and all that stuff. So she comes home one night, and her mom has a butcher knife, and she's getting ready to stab one of her current men, whichever one this is. And little mom had to take the knife out of her mama's hands, and she just basically like had a rough childhood, and she did not um have like any like good role models or whatever around her. And as far as I know, like I said in the article, they said the grandmother pretty much raised her, and then she got up some age and went to go live with her mama. But in the film, I don't think they showed the grandmother at all, Tammy's mother, Felicia's mother. So whatever. So anyway, she's going through a lot, and in the meantime, she's shaking it, zipping it, and zoing it in the club, little mama, and she sees Dino again, her baby daddy. Who that is, my baby daddy. I'm assuming that's her baby daddy. Now I did miss like the first 10 minutes or so of the movie, But I think I'm right on this. I think Dino was her baby daddy. Y'all tell me in the comments if Dino was her baby daddy. Because I know in real life they say he wasn't. It was by some other guy. Then, he came into her life. But so anyway, I was just like, Lord. So, they meet up and have moments. He was just like, look, I want you to do something for me. Um, I want you to start I want you to start going to these men and basically tricking them or whatever. Like, I'm gonna put you in charge of these girls. Like, you're gonna do it. You're gonna be getting money from me because we a couple. We together. You need to be getting money. I'll be making my drug moves. I'll be making my moves, but you need to do your part too. And so she was like, okay. And she was just, so happy. She was a young girl, very naive. She just saw it as somebody that can take care of her and also take care of her child. And in real life, she had a boy, but in the movie, she had a girl. And Tammy drunk ass was watching the little girl while she was off doing her thing. So I mean, thank God nothing happened. At least in the film. In real life, the little boy. So I was just like, Lord Jesus. So it got to a point where Big Dino, he had her he wanted like a certain amount of money from her one night from the strip club because he was her pimp. But in her mind, that's her man. So he wanted a certain amount of money from her in the strip club, and she didn't make the money. Because she never made the amount of money that he wanted her to make for whatever night. And so she came outside. He picked her up like he often does from the club, and he asked how much she got, etc., etc. And she was just like, "Look, I mean, this guy, he wanted to do something in the back room, but he ain't had no condom or whatever. So I went to go get a condom, and I got about 500. Now Dino wanted way more than that. So all of a sudden, I was just watching the film, and Lance Gross head butted her ass. I mean, straight unicorn that hole. I was like, what is going on? Like, I was done. I just wasn't expecting that. Like, I know that, from watching the scenes of the movie, there was going to be some domestic violence in the film, but I just wasn't expecting like it to be like that. So this was like the official first time that he hit her. And then they went in the car and all this kind of stuff. And meanwhile, Tammy Roman, the mama, she's just, Bud Light, and, dipping it and zoing it, whatever the hell else she's doing. And so I was just like, oh my gosh. So of course, after she got hit, but she still stuck around. And in her mind, she was just like, look, this is my man, and I have to do what's best for my man, and I got to keep my man because he's keeping me up. He's selling me this pipe dream, and her being a young girl and not having no guidance and wanting more for herself, she believed his ass. Um, so I was just like, oh my gosh, this is really something terrible. So, the film went by, and then slowly after that, Marcus, he put her in charge. Big Dino put her in charge. I believe his real name in the film was Marcus. But in real life, in real life his name was Marcus, but on the film his name was Big Dino. That's all I know, and that's obviously a nickname. So whatever. So Big Dino, he was just like, "Look, I'm gonna put you in charge of some girls. Like, I always got a plan, and he always need more money. They're supposed to be saving up to leave because Big Dino got these people that's coming after him for drugs or whatever." And he would just always, Big Dino, Lance Gross, he would just always leave her like by herself to go and do whatever. It was just like, okay, put this in charge. Here's your gun. Here's your home girl. Whoop to whoop. Now, in the film, Felicia, she had a home girl. They called her Pumpkin, I believe, and she was just kind of like, they would go off and trick men or whatever because that was a part of her job as well. Um, and what really um took me out, well, the first thing that took me out was the headbutt. I'm all over the place, y'all. Stick with me. Y'all just gotta watch the film to know exactly what I'm talking about. And read the article. But first, watch the film, then read the article. that I'm gonna leave in the bottom bar below, darling. And have you subscribed yet? Shit, this is good shit. So anyway, so the first thing that took me out was the head, but I wasn't expecting it. The second thing that took me out was once again, Lil Mama didn't have all the money that Big Dino wanted, and he got all upset, got all in his feelings and shit. And he was just like, "What you gonna do?" And he slapped her or something. I was like, "Oh Lord." And they was in this little crack house or wherever they was, and they had two hoes, two girls. They was recruiting, because he was the pimp, and all the girls, including Lil Mama, had to give him the money to save so they could move. Child, he tried to be Hugh Hefner so bad. Um, so she called the girls in there. She was like, "Come here, bitches, come up in here." He counted the money. One girl got like hundreds of dollars. She was just like, "You just did good. You're not going over there, sit down, get up my face." Another girl just had a $50 bill, and Lil Mama took a blow dryer and knocked the shit out of that girl and started beating her and stomping her, and she ran out, and it was too much. It was too much, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so lit." Um, and a little later on, little mama found the girl because she had a drug problem, so they was thinking that she was using drugs. Um, she was paying for drugs, and that's why she couldn't get all of Lance Gross money. Um, so he found her ass in the bathtub dead, because she had overdosed. So it was a whole lot that was really going on. But one scene that really took me out was when Lil Mama and her friend Pumpkin, they were sent all around the world like cheetah girls, to go and get these men's money to do their thing, to take the money and give it back to Marcus, Lance Gross. So like I said, she had a friend named Q who's a regular at the club, and he would often come see her, and he was actually like a legit friend of hers. He didn't want anything out of her except for an ass clap or two, and that was it. So they went over his house, her and Pumpkin, and she was just like, "Yo." Now Marcus had already told her, it was like, "Look, you need to rob your homeboy. I'm sorry that's your friend, bitch, but you need to give me my money," and straight up. And I know he got some money and etc. So Q was over there with his homeboy, and Q's homeboy was entertaining Pumpkin Spice, her friend. And little mama was just sitting there chilling, and she was contemplating in her mind. She was just like, "Okay, like I really don't know what to do, because if I don't bring this man back his money, then he's gonna kick my ass, and he's probably gonna kill me and taking me out and everything else." So what ended up happening is, they was just talking, making small talk, etc. Q got kids. Lil Mama got the daughter in the film. And Dino calls, and he was just like, "So what's up? So have you did it? Have you took your boy out? Have you killed him yet and gotten the money or gotten the jewelry, whatever he has?" She was just like, "I just can't do it. I can't do it." Lance Gross was just like, "Look, if you don't do that, I'm wrecking shop. I'm coming over there and I'm killing all of y'all straight up." So all of a sudden, Lil Mama was just like, "Pumpkin, get the money, okay?" Um, and what's her name, Pumpkin, in the film? I've been saying Pumpkin this whole damn time. Fuck it, her name's Pumpkin. So, Pumpkin, she ended up getting the money and stuff, and Q was just like, "Yo, what you doing?" Before you know it, Lil Mama done shot Q's homeboy, and Lil Mama has the gun pointed at Q, and she was just like, "Look, I'm so sorry, I have to do this," and she was just shaking because she didn't want to kill her friend. And Q was down there in tears. He was just like, "Yo, this not you. What are you doing? Give me the gun, please. What's going on with you?" And she ended up killing him. That legit, like, and I'm not really a crier per se. I'm more so of kind of like a Too Short, kind of like um Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., Paul Mooney type. I'm quite thuggish, if you will. I have a certain image, and I'll stay true to that because it's just truly who I am. Just thug and heartless and all that stuff. So, um, with that, it was just so um bizarre to for me. Like, I legit like got emotional and stuff. Y'all know I'm just bullshitting, but I legit got emotional and stuff watching that scene because I'm like, God damn, you killed the only man that was really rocking with you, and her and Q probably would have been good together. Anyway, so after that, after she killed him, they got back to the hotel room, and he just did. Lance was just like, "Look, I got to go make another jug exchange. Your ass didn't give me enough money. I know you killed your friend, but you didn't give me enough money, and so I got to go out here and make moves to get the money." Little mama having a fit showing out because she done killed her friend, and now she's realizing, oh my God, this dude is toxic. He's really legit caught up, like Usher. And she just couldn't believe it. She goes back home. In one scene, she goes back home and talks to her mom, Tammy Roman. And Tammy, it was also an emotional scene. She talks to her and she was just like, "Look, I am so sorry for making you me and not raising you and doing the best way and doing you the best way that I could." And she was just like, "No, it's okay." And yada said yada. They had got on good terms. They had been at odds and arguing constantly. And she was just like, "Look, bitch, I'm finna make you some spaghetti." And little mama was just like, "I don't want none of your nasty ass spaghetti. That I actually have to go." That's just my phone. I'm gonna call him back. It was just like, "Look, I got to go." And what? Okay. And she was just like, "Look, I got to go," but she would never tell her mom where she was going and what was really going on with her. Um, so after that, let's see. They had a scene where Floyd Mayweather, they was at the club, her and Pumpkin, looking for the next victim to scam and rob, basically. And they played him real good. They got him back to the hotel, and they was just like, "Look, little mama got a phone call. She's like, 'Look, we got to go and get this money.'" But he didn't want them to leave because he wanted some El Nana. So it was just like, "Look, we got to go," and she was just like, "Look, I mean, he was like, I'll give you the money or whatever." They needed like 3,000. So he ended up giving them the money. They did their thing. They dipped it low and they dipped it low and brought it up slow like Christina Milian. And, they tried to take his change as well. They had already took some money, but they was trying to take his change because they knew that was going to be worth something. So they ended up getting his change and was almost out the door. And then Floyd woke up. He was just like, "What y'all bitches doing? Give me back my shit." But they ended up getting away from that. But still, once they calculated the money that they stole from Floyd Mayweather and the jewelry, it still wasn't enough money. After all that, it still was not enough money. Oh my gosh. So they took it back to Marcus, and Marcus, he told Lil Mama to go stand in the corner. Y'all, I'm all over the place, but this movie just really got me hyped and feeling some kind of way, and it's just such a good movie. Y'all have to see it when Love Kills TV1. Hopefully, you can watch it on demand. But he told Lil Mama after all that to go in a corner. He threw alcohol all on her in her face. He was gonna light her up, Lance Gross, and I was just like, this is just too much for me. So he got to a point where he was just like, "Look, baby, I really need you to do this for me. This is the last thing. We're finna go out of town." He was just like, "Look, I need $7,000 from you." She's in there like, "Well, hell, I can't even get $300 for you on a normal night." And with all my girls in formation, where the hell you think I'm gonna get 7,000 Zolas for your ass? And he was just like, "We're supposed to." She said, "We supposed to already have $7,000." And he was just like, "Are you gonna question me?" And so obviously, he don't know. She don't know what the hell Big Dino Lance Gross is doing with the money, because that wasn't said in the film, and he's probably ain't no telling what the hell he did with the money. He just constantly needs more money from her. Constantly needed this constant. He didn't do shit as far as I mean. So she was just like, okay. So she was just like, look, he was like, look, it's this one dude that owe me some money and we're gonna get it back. And so they showed this scene where it's the daytime and sees guys standing outside on the corner. And little mama all done up walks past them and she goes in the little building, gets something, comes back out. Of course the guy stops her. Um and they start talking, having a moment. The guy takes her back to the hotel room. He was just like, look, you know what's up. She was like, yeah. So la mama ended up sleeping with him. And then um after that, once they was all done with whatever, just roll around in the bed with each other. And then they showed Lance Gross. He was in the guy's place where la mama was. And she ended up pulling out a gun. He was just like, yeah, this is my girl. It's my girl or whatever. Like, so what's up? Lance Gross was just like, yeah, you owe me money. The guy was in his drawers, and Lance Gross was just like, look, where the hell the money at? Um, and the guy was just like, look, it's in the freeze. I ain't got no beef with you, and I don't want no drama with you. And he was just like, yeah, whatever. So Lance Gross, he takes all the meat and chicken and steaks and TV dinners out of the freezer, and he finds the money in the freezer, and then he walks off. It's just like, it's nice, making deals with you, but I still got to kill you. And of course he was gonna make little mama kill him. So all of a sudden, they started talking, and she started talking, little mama, saying, watching my life flash across my eyes, and I'm so far gone mentally, and it was a whole thing. Meantime, we see little mama being convicted because at this point she had killed like two or three guys. And we see her being convicted, of like 3 counts of murder, and saying she got life in prison. She'll never be up for parole or anything. And we see Tammy Roman saying, "I'm so sorry and I love you" in the courtroom. It's just, it's a heart. It does something to your heart seeing that kind of stuff. So we thought the whole time that she pulled the trigger on Big Dino, her pimp, her man, because they just like cut it off or whatever. But in actuality, she killed the guy for Big Dino. So after all this, Big Dino messing up her mind, pimping her out, taking her money, making her kill people for him, all that kind of stuff. She still, at the end of the day, loved that man to complete end. Reading the article, going back to the article really fast, they said that her friend, she actually, she got, was in jail, being with her and also killing, etc. So they both got life in prison. In real life, Felicia, she is 33, and this all happened like based in Atlanta, like 2002, something like that. So that's pretty much the end of the film. And it was just so sad. Like, after all this, of this man putting you through all this shit, you still had this man's back after all of it. And it was just so sad. It was just like, oh my gosh. So um I'm just like, because I feel like this kind of stuff happens all the time and it's not talked about. And so it's just very important for this issue to be brought to light. Um, because men do women any kind of way all the time. That's why a lot of these men, these legit men, because they're not kids anymore, teenagers, that's why they like young girls, because they can do them any kind of way. And it's just so important for us to raise our daughters and just raise them correctly, and for them to have great role models around them, and men too, because obviously something happened to Big Dino or Marcus, whatever his name is, for him to think that it's okay to do women like this. Obviously something went wrong or whatever with him in his childhood, his past. And they even said in the article that Big Dino, he's still out on the streets today. They never, Pumpkin or Felicia, they never turned his ass in. After all this, they never turned him in. And it's just really sad, and it's really, really fucked up. Like I said, we have to protect our black girls, and we have to do better as a community as a whole. Because I feel like with black people, a lot of shit is swept under the rug, and this is something that is terrible. Something that can happen to anybody, any female in our family, daughters, cousins, nieces, whatever, goddaughters, whatever. So it was just really an amazing film, and I'm just so proud of Lil Mama. She's definitely one of the underdogs in this industry, one of the young underdogs in this industry, along with people like Tiana Taylor. And I just hope that one day she gets her roses. Oftentimes, we only give people props and give people their roses once they passed on to glory, when you should give it to them now while they're here to enjoy it and accept it and feel that love. Because once we all dead, what we gonna do? I don't know if you feel some or not. My God, I'm just trying to make sure the possums ain't getting to my ass, getting to my corpse. So, and Tammy Roman, who knew Tammy Roman can act like that? Tammy Roman killed it. Lance Gross, great actor. It was just awesome. Um, and we just need to support black cinema. We need to support films like this and support TV1 all day. This was an amazing, amazing film. Um, Later on in October, TV1 is doing the Bobby Christina story. And so that's going to be another tearjerker and another emotional film talking about Bobby Christina and Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. Oh my gosh. But I'm just so shocked, and I'm just, and shouts out to Tasha Smith. Tasha Smith, produced this film, so I think she created it and everything. Not the story, but the whole thing. So shouts out to Tasha Smith and everybody who was involved. It was just an amazing film, and shouts out to TV1. Black people doing it. If they ain't representing us right, then fuck it. We can represent ourselves and dip it and do things. Child, I hope y'all even. I'm basically what do you call it? When you put basically like deep conditioning. So yeah, that's why I got the shower cap on up underneath the scarf, and I hope y'all ain't saw this shit this whole time. Look, I give you what I got. I'm a fool. I'm a mess, but hope y'all got what I was trying to say about this film. Like I said, the article will be left below. With that said, y'all like, comment, subscribe to my channel, all the good stuff. I know I rambled a lot, but hopefully y'all got what I was trying to say. And I just basically talked about the things that stuck out to me. And I was just in such awe of this story. And, because it just happens all the time. So at some point, this whole ride or die chick shit, this got to go out the window at some point. When it gets to a point where it's affecting you and your well being and the people that you care about, and not Felicia's in jail. And her son, reading the article, her son's like 16, 17, around the same age she is. And, God forbid he gets into this kind of stuff, but she can't do nothing. She got life in prison. So let's just make better choices and just be better as people. I can go on and on. But with that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chillock on Google Plus. Follow me at ITSKINGWORLD Instagram and Twitter at ITSKINGWORLD89 on Snapchat. Chase King was here on Facebook and all that good stuff. All my social media moments will always be in the bottom bar below, along with the article for this film. So, amazing film. When Love Kills, TV1. Make sure you guys find the time to watch it. Starring Tammy Roman, Lance Gross, and Lil Mama. Amazing. Amazing. God bless.